Live tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's live. Hello, anybody there? Testing, testing, testing my mic. Hello, 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 hello. My beanie people for my shiny head there. We have one. It's gonna go with people. Exactly. It's us. Let me entertain us. Hello. Okay. I will talk to myself. There's two. Hi. Hi, person there. Hi, hi, hi. I decided we would travel to some exotic place this afternoon since, there we go, since the fourth. Okay, now we're clicking away. Hi, clickers. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Um, since we're going to into the Star Wars world. Hi, Deanna. Thanks for saying hi. Um, I thought we'd have a little tropical thing because some distant planet there. Anyway, y'all, yep, there we go, the numbers. So today we're working on the child from Mandalorian. Do we have Star Wars fans? Hey, Jam. Hi, Mary. Or the Mandalorian series. I am in love with it. I've come. Hi, Facebook user. Don't know who you are, but thank you for saying hi. I think you need to ask StreamYard permission or Facebook permission. I'm not sure, but StreamYard permission, and then your name will pop up. But you said hi, so I'm saying hi back. So look, today we're working, and I have started on little Grogu over here, and right, isn't he not amazing? Exactly right, Laura. Perfect. Yes, exactly. I know he's amazing. Oh, see now, Lisa, I haven't seen the finale yet, so I haven't seen the latest season 3 of Mandalorian. Hi, Sunday. Nice to see you. Um, and there's Kelly popping
Hi,
in.
everybody. Okay, bye, everybody.
That she's busy, so she just came to say hi and bye. But anyway, I thought it would be since Thursday, right? Is the fourth, and the fourth be with you, and I thought it would be fun. But anyway, but these pop figures are amazing, and I'm sorry, Grogu. It doesn't matter anything Grogu. I'm like he's fantastic. So I wanted to talk a little. Let me pull him up to the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I just want to quickly talk about color choices first, because normally when we're working on a piece, we try to match the stones to the background color. So, yeah, hi Sunday. Um, so the thing is that he is this lovely green, and it's like in our library, I thought the green opal matched his skin color really well. Now, it does happen sometimes on different colors of stones. The smaller the stones are, the color changes a little bit. Like here on these are SS12s in here. It shines just a little bit different, and you do see that on camera. But it makes for a great texture for the surface, which is really cool. And anyway, so I decided on green opal for his skin, and this it's brownish around his eyes and in his ears, and I'm using mocha coffee AB, which I think, as you can see on here, I have him tattooed on my. No way, Mary, that's amazing. Are you killing me? Really? That's fantastic. That's amazing. Oh my god. Maybe my next tattoo would. No, anyway, that's fantastic. So I really love how this kind of picks up the brown, and the little blue just makes him a little like otherworldly, so to speak. And I use jet for the eyes. Um, for his the control knob that he was madly in love with is it's with crystal Labrador. Thank you. I was saying crystal hematite, but it's crystal Labrador, and then metallic blue. So in real, oh, that's a little blurry. There we go. It's super pretty. I mean, it's everything you want. Like, he was fascinated by that shiny little object, and this looks fantastic. So on his main garment. I was gonna say his dress. It's not a dress. His main garment. I'm gonna use light Colorado topaz because it's a nice yellowy brown and or tannish, and I think that will complement very well. And then jonquil is really light for this furry color. I don't recognize this jacket, but anyway, we know that he wore that. And so I want to discuss quickly because I do wanna crystallize here. Let me see. I don't know what time it is, but anyway, um, I started it so that you could kind of, start to see things happening. Hey, Tammy, thanks for saying hi. Is the fact that there's some detail on Grogu. You have his wrinkles on his forehead here, and even on his nose, there's these little teeny tiny lines. There, his nostrils. I don't think that's focus. Is that focus? Come on, focus. Not really. Sorry, but oh no, it is fine. It's fine. Um, so the thing is when you're working on a pop figure or well, mostly a pop figure where there's distinct lines, you have to make a decision on am I just going to cover them up and make it a complete flat surface, or if you're going to try to keep details. So he has over here, you can see he has these little like squint skin from squinting. Yeah, Tammy, he's pretty awesome. So on this side, I made lines and left a little negative space. Also around his eye here, where his eyelid is, I could have fit in um, SS3s in there, but I decided that I would leave that little negative space because that gives a little expression in his face. The same with his mouth. I left it exposed, and it will. If I do this, you can well, that you don't see anything, but you do see it pretty well. Hey, Grace, welcome. Is that you can decide on where you would do negative space, and that would be up to you. So on his cheeks over here, you can see there's a little bit of coloring, like in his ears, there's some coloring, and around his eyes. So I just put a couple of, yeah, I put a cup. Oh, hey, okay.
You're not on camera.
I'm not on camera. It's just a voice. Um, I just put a couple of stones in there that insinuated like the coloring his cheek, or say not. It's not certainly not freckles, but it's that was my choice. And I could, if I wanted, I could put this mocha coffee on his lips, but then it's gonna be a little garish because then it's just gonna look like I took glue and I just dipped the pop figure into the crystals. So I'm trying to keep some integrity of the design so that even so you're covering him with crystals, you can kind of see a bit of expressions. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's what I started, and now let me put my glasses so I can see would be a good thing, right? And I am using Fusion Tack in a bottle. I got my little napkin over here just to make sure everything is coming. All right. I am going to go around and do the outline of his eyes. So I'm just going to put a small my yeah, you can see me. A small little bit of glue, thin, not thick, around his eyes. Whoops, I went over, but that doesn't really matter. And you can just see what this looks like live and in person. So Kelly and I in our library of stones, we have them in our little containers. You may have a bokusu container with all your little where you keep your stones. It just keeps it nice and tidy. These are um, SS6 because I that's the smallest size we had in stock here. So I think I have something on my katana. So let's clean that, shall we? What size are the stones? Yeah, Laura. So that's what I was going to tell you. Thank you for asking that. So when there's a lot of detail on your piece, like tiny detail, you want to use smaller stones. I don't know if there are SS3s in the mocha. There is still something stuck on my katana here. Hold on, people. Ah, yeah, there's the little piece of glue. So as you can see, I'm just rubbing it. I'm twirling my tip. Okay, now it's clean. You can always tell it is if something's on the tip because either it won't pick up crystals or it won't release. So it wasn't releasing. So as I started to say, you want to use the smallest stones as possible. You'll get the most um, detail or definition if you use smaller stones. Now, it's absolutely the same principle when you're working on something like this, is that you want to stay within your lines, because if you go outside your lines will look messy, which then means your piece will look messy. So right now I'm outlining with the mocha, coffee mocha. I was getting one of these and I was going to bring it out live for the joy of art. Well, that's fantastic. Um, so you got a little inspiration here, maybe for color choices. I mean, I mean, that's the wonderful thing, is you could change the colors if you so chose. Um, but as I said, using smaller stones to create more detail. And I want to leave a little bit, teeny bit of the edge on the inside, so that brown comes through, and that will make, and now those are all nice and lined up. So now the under, it's like doing your underline mascara eyeliner. It's like you want a nice clean straight line. If not, it just looks sloppy. So I'm just gonna move it along here. Um, and remember, sometimes it's like if you were doing a tumbler and you're going around a circle, when you get to the end, okay, the glue there. You might have to space them out a teeny tiny bit. That was too much glue, so let me drag that right across the eyelid there. Okay, perfect. So let's see. Yeah, that's a little too much glue for my liking, but it'll fine. It will dry clear, so we're good. Let me see, any questions? Okay, jam design. You have a hard time to know if it's right side down. Are you talking about transparent stones? Are you talking about the stones and transparent stones, or any crystals? Because I will the wrong side is completely flat and dull. It's really hard to. I don't know if I can even show it. That's, yeah. I can't. I'm sorry. The camera won't allow me to do that. But and the other side is sparkly. So that that's your only indication. Yeah, on the stones. Yeah. So the side that sparkles more, that is going to be, or if you can see it, they have facets. So that's the little cuts in the stones that make it sparkle. Now there's always a little deviation in sizes sometimes in stones. So let me take a smaller one, and is it gonna fit? It fits. Perfect. So let me just push that out a teeny tiny bit, secure with the other end of the katana. All right. So now the eyelid or the outline is wonderful. That's what it is. Isn't that? I love it. Look at him. Okay. I'm gonna I'm going to clean up quickly my stones, throw them back in. This is another one way I love to do it. Just use my finger, put that away, and I'm going to do the eyeball next. I'm using smaller stones, and that almost creates, so I'm using threes, fours, and eights. So those are like can't really get any smaller than that. So by using the smaller sizes, and this might be a good analogy. Hey, Tanda, uh, Tonda, sorry. Um, is the fact that when you use the small one, it also creates a little bit like a glitter effect, like his eyes. I'm going to use sprinkle, a mixture of sprinkle and and some contour on him, but the eyes, I just wanted them to, they're so jet black and and wonderfully. My little head is just bobbling everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue all the way down, and again, I'm going to stay within the lines of the black and not have anything go out on to the brown. So I'm sorry, this is like super small. Yeah, you guys can see. Okay, good. I'm not worried now. I thought it might be too small for you all to see, but gonna just, you want to keep the consistency. And I remember when I did the other side, I just threw in a couple of eights around the place. That way there's like an even distribution. And then I came back in and I filled in with smaller stones. Anybody Facebook user, give us permission. We can see who you are. Okay. Hey, Nin, hi again. But Susie got you Facebook. We're not sure who you are yet, but hopefully we'll find out. All right. So anybody working on any fun projects they want to share? And anyone have any questions? So as I said, smaller stones, and you're going to have create more details on your piece. You could also, if you wanted, you could use transparent and be a little more free with your coverage because anything that's underneath transparent shows through. So you would be safe with some of the details, but I like the look of the smaller stones just because I think it's delicate and kind of cool and like people like, oh my God, you put each one by hand, and you're like, yes I did, yes I did. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'm just pushing those stones down a teeny tiny bit so that's still within the border of the black of the eye. Gotta squeeze a few into his eyeball. Let me see, is it green opal would be perfect for, yep, yes, Tandalea, we're using green opal because it's, he is from another world, and this is, I mean, let's face it, I don't even know what color that would be, his actual green color. But as you can see, that's what I'm using here, the green opal, and I just think it matches pretty well. And not that it matches pretty well, it matches very well because nope, that's too big. Because you don't notice any of the background there. It looks all solid. So, well, good choice, Steve. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Now I think I can fit a 3 in there. So I suggest those of you that have him, oh, there's a loose stone there, that you could, if you don't have it already in your um, possession, a mix pack, you would get a nice variety. And I just need a little teeny tiny bit of glue to do oh, there we go, do an SS3. And okay, so there are the eyes done. Green, okay, no one, anyway, good questions? Nope, okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna leave him there for 1 second. I am going to clean this up quickly so I can take out, now normally I would have all the colors down to have a nice big hot mess here. No, I mean, have all the colors down, that way I would just continue. But for you all to see, you can see me pick up my crystals, clean up my workspace. Those are 3s, one more 3s. These are 4s. Okay, now let's get that green down. Put those to the side. Perfect. So I have for the green opal, I'm going to do a little bit of, oops, okay, that's a lot. A little bit of, says threes and some fours. Thanks, Jam Design. Thank you. And then some sixes. And I'm not gonna, oh, that just went all over the place. Oh, all right. I'm not going to go over uh on any of him. I'm not going to go over SS12s because um it's, am I still on camera? I'm still on camera. It's the look of the piece. I want to keep it because he's a little piece, like you can see, he fits in the palm of my hand. I don't want to, if I put big stones, your eye is gonna, shoot over there and go wherever those big stones are. So I want to keep it subtle. And so now I'm gonna hold his head because it wobbles. I am going to fill in this little section between his nose and his eye. There we go. And I'm outlining and almost like actually almost like doing makeup for your eye. Like this would be his, well, right behind that is his eyelid, and this large thing is almost his eyebrow. So I'm going to follow that line and it curves out to the side a little bit there. So just like if you were doing your makeup, ladies, I'm following the outline of the eye. Now the glue is a little scratchy, so there. And I am going to, we're going to just call it, this is very large eyebrow. And he has three little, there's this section, then a little dent, and another little section. So I'm going to outline or kind of do contour on those so that it is, I'm going to get some nice small ones down there on the side of the nose because if I put two bigger stones there, you're going to lose all the detail of his nose. Okay, be sure to photo. Yeah, Grace, make sure you photo. Oh, awesome! That'll be your first one. That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, come on, he's amazing. I mean, I was annoying probably Susie and Kelly this morning when I started this. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. Look how cute he is. He's super cute. So there we go. And now I'm gonna do the outline of his brow. So I am going to, as you notice on the other side, it kind of goes around. There's some fillers in there with a few SS3s, but it follows the shape of his eye. I just think it looks nice. Do you think it looks nice? Chrissy thinks it's cute. Well, that's good. Thank you, Chrissy. All right. So I am going to just continue around, leaving that little bit of space, a little bit here, because that's his eyelid. If I put the stones, oops, well, if you hit these stones, you knock them all over the place, that's a mess. But if I fill in the stones in here, then you lose the eyelid and then it just becomes a flat surface. So I don't want to do that. So my camera, yeah, let me just turn him to the side a bit. My hand is shaky today. What's the matter with that? All right, go around. Anyone? Okay, a little bit. I'm sure. Oh yeah, Grace. Never mind how long it takes. The point is that you make it, you enjoy it, you have fun, and as Susie just said, a little bit every day, and before you know it, it'll be done. So I am following the crease of the eye on the side here. I'm actually going to use a little 4 for the tip. And let me see, am I going to continue? I am going to continue with these. These are SS8s here. And you know what? On when you were doing patterns like grid or honeycomb or something, you're not going to worry about that on a project like this, is because you just want clean clean lines. You want it to look clean. So I am making, so it's this kind of weird triangle. His eyebrow, and I'm just filling in that triangle in hopes that I keep the integrity of the line so that when you look at it, you see the curve of the eyebrow and you're going to see this again. I don't know if it's his eyebrow, but I'm going to call it his eyebrow. All right, let me use, these are fours. Okay, there's like such a slight difference between threes and fours, but in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it's a little bit bigger, which it is. I'm going to shove that down there. And so now I'm just going to go back and make sure that the line is straight and the spacing is even, whether it's near or far close. But I can tell you that that looks, okay, I can fit a 3 in the corner over here. I can fit a 3 right there. And how about there's probably no glue on it, so that's why it's not sticking. Okay, that's right, no glue. People use glue. Yes. Yes, Tandale, always uh numerous sizes. And I'm so basically, okay, on a pop figure this small, use all your small sizes. So I'm sure none of you have, probably SS3 is going to be the smallest, and that's what you're going to use. Okay, there we go. So he has this little weird wrinkle in his forehead. So this makes pretty much, I'm going to move this out a teeny tiny bit. There we go. So this makes a nice line here. And now I'm going to just do a straight line there. And actually on this, I'm keeping it, I don't want it to go over the creases because I want the line to show, the underline to show here so that you can kind of see that it's a crease. Okay, Kelly and Echo. Oh yeah, so sorry. She just was passing through. Um, okay. So I'm going to use fours and make a nice little straight line. There we go. So when this is dry, you know what? I'm gonna fit a 3 down here. So even if you as the onlooker do not see, I need a little more glue. If you do not see that these lines are there, the creases, these are like big creases. You see there's a big crease there and a big crease there. If you don't see that, at least I'm making straight lines with my crystals, and that's insinuating these creases, and you will see the lines because there are literally lines that I'm making. I'm gonna do one more. Just one more. Yeah, I can do one more. Let's see. Hopefully that was. Hey Oracle, how you doing? You can see we're working on a child or um oh, Grogu here. And so look, the nose. This is going to be probably the most difficult to do in the sense so that you recognize that it's still a nose. So on the bridge, no, on my big schnoz over here, this part of the nose, if you look on camera there, I am going to make, um, let's see what I'm going to use. I'm going to keep it very small. So I'm just going to do 3 across. I'm using SS4s right here. Um, and then 3 across. I'm sorry, I'm being really super. perfectionist over here because I want it to, I would want it to be nice and clean looking. And then I'm going to do two behind it. So it's going to be a mini honeycomb. I'm just putting a teeny tiny speck of glue. And I don't want it to come out too hard. Okay, there's two. So that is creating like a mini pyramid, which is going to give the idea it's wider at the bottom of the nose and then it thins as it goes up. I guess there's not enough glue on that because that one just came off with my katana. All right. Or there's glue on my katana. And everybody, when you using the smaller stones, the SS3s, it's pretty common that you end up getting glue on the tip of your thing because you'd have the tendency of just sticking it in. So you know what? I'm going to space these out a teeny bit more because I want to see the edge of his nose. Because if you don't see the edge of your nose, it just looks like there's a bunch of crystals just stuck on the thing. And you know what? I'm going to fill this in and I may even change my mind. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this part. I might, and I'm not going to know till I fill in this part of his face. I might take those lower stones completely off and leave it bare. So it's very specific that he has a nose. You know what? Remember I've said before, you know, it's your imagination, whatever your imagination is. And I'm like, there's no rules here. It doesn't, I mean, yeah, it's nice to have the whole thing covered in crystals, but you don't have to. If it if it just looks like a big green thing with uh two black eyes, well then you kind of Grogu disappears. So you know, I don't want that. So I'm going to finish his forehead. I will finish his forehead here, and I'll put my hand over here and look and go, did his nose disappear? If his nose disappears, then I'm taking off these crystals because we can do that. We can do that. No, but the thing is that you want to make it look super cool, right? What's the point of just throwing on uh, the crystals here, there, and everywhere? Yeah, it's covered in crystals, but then his whole face disappears. So again, I'm making a straight line, or straight as line as I can, moving that over. Wow, that's pretty, okay. So this is the edge of this wrinkle in his forehead. I guess that's where I'm incredibly wrinkled between my eyes. And then keeping my lines straight, I can get one more 8 in there. Actually, ooh, you know what? I'm going to stick a 3 in there because then that will make a nice, oh, perfect. That makes a really good straight line. Now this I just hit, so there we go. And I think one more 8 will fit in there. And does it? It does. All right. So look, everyone, um, I'm kind of not liking this on his nose. So you know what? I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take it off and clean it up. I need my X-Acto knife. That's what I need, but I don't have that right here. So I'm going to get that rid of that. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do this part. This really is the bridge of his nose, and that's a little straight line. So I am going to, again, is the 8's too big? No, the 8's work. The eights, nope, I don't like the 8's. So there we go. I'm going to take them off. I'm going to use 4's. I'm going to make a nice teeny tiny line across the bridge of his nose. I hope I don't have my head in the way. You're welcome, Oracle. Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, Grogu is, I mean, I'm hoping there'll be a season 4. He's pretty spectacular. I hope he'll be around. So Great. There's one wrinkle done. And I'm just spacing out the lines so that's nice and clean. Let's do this part of his eye and make the decision on the rest of his nose. Shall we? Yes, we shall. So again, right up to the edge. And as I said, there's more people here now. So as I was saying earlier, the smaller the stones, the bit better to create more detail in your pop figure. If there's like a bunch of expressions, or like with Grogu, there's little wrinkles all over the place. So you want to make sure that using smaller stones is you're going to be able to see the wrinkles in the negative space. And also, okay, I only did two, so I'm going to just continue what I did on one side to do on the other side. Let me scrape in these 8s, and I am going to go down, and you make, as long as you make lines, so that's like the the high ridge of the piece you're working on, and make straight lines. It's going to and then there'll be this little dent, which he has this very large dent in his forehead, and so you will be able to see these really easy, and that's what we want, because we don't want to just throw on a bunch of crystals and then lose the whole integrity of the design, because then it just looks like there's a bunch of green crystals just all sparkling back at you. But it's kind of cool that by creating these lines, you can see how his cheekbone I outlined over here and went up there, and these are like, there's little lines over here. Those are like his laugh lines, and I left that one open, although I do want to put one more stone there. So what I'm trying to tell you is that don't be afraid of leaving some empty space on your piece, on a face as this, because it's going to keep the expression that was built into the character. You know what? I'm going to put one more there, because the two parallel straight lines are insinuating he's got this smile. Okay, we're back to, let's fill in this other part of his forehead. Okay, I'm going to push those out a teeny tiny bit. I want to make sure that this line stays straight. And actually, I'm going to move that one over there. I'm going to push that over. There is glue on the end of my katana, not the wax part, but on the prodder. I don't really know if we have a name for that, name for pushing things around. Okay, Stephanie, I'm going to do my best. The thing is, I find that it gets a little blurry when I get close. There we go. Okay, don't move, don't breathe. But let me, so I'm making a straight line as possible here and here, following the design of his wrinkles. That way it creates expressions in your piece without distorting anything. That was the word I was looking, distorting, without distorting things. So that has glue on it, so I can reuse it. I need one more, which I don't. Hold on, y'all. I gotta, let me just take out one more. And then, oh, right there on the table. Little stones everywhere. I eat, sleep, and breathe them. Okay. All right. Cool. So now I'm gonna move this over. So I have two at the top of that wrinkle and two at the top of wrinkle. And then it kind of matches each other, which gives, can you kind of see that? I mean, I can, yeah, you can see that on camera. You can see that, yeah. There's a valley there, and there's a little valley there, and a valley there. So that creates the wrinkles of his forehead. Now, as I said, his nose. What are we going to do with his nose? It's a good question. Inquiring minds want to know. I think I'm going to, okay, this is called dry fitting. I'm just going to take a stone with no glue, no nothing, and just place it down and hope it comes off. And it does. Onto my piece and check out how the design looks. So you know what I'm going to do? What do you all think? What do you all think? Should I leave? Let me take that off. There we go. This is his nose, as you all can see. On camera, it's very prominent. I do like, this is the part that has the nostrils on it. So, and now there's some glue that I'm scraping off there. Get that glue off there. And there we go. I do like leaving his nostrils, this part of his nose, exposed because you can really see that it's his nose. Okay, the glue is gone. Now this little part of his bridge, what do you think? I'm using Fusion Tack. It's just on display. Yep, exactly. Yvette, that question Susie answered for. This is for display, so I didn't have to sand or didn't have to. I don't have to worry about it because this will. I'd actually love this on my dashboard of my car. Imagine driving and having him sparkle in the sunlight. Anyway, so you know what? I want to leave his nose, the little button nose, exposed. But now on camera, it looks like his nose is super huge. So you know what? I am going to cover up this part. And I have to clean my glue bottle tip. There we go. There we go. And I am going to leave the button part exposed because, so I am going to make little, if I can, put 3 stones across so it creates like a little line or a little bridge. Now I know I have glue on my tip because this crystal won't come off. All right. So that is a nice little straight line. I can squeeze in, I believe, 3 more under it. Yes, I can. There's 1. Clean off my poker part of this. Yes, sparkle, sparkle. Okay, I think I'm over, people. So let me put these last 2 stones in. And put that down there. Push that up a teeny tiny bit, and I can fit 1 more. Okay. So, yeah, oh my God, that's super cute. Can you all, oh, sorry, I had it off camera. Let me bring that up closer. To focus. There we go, focus. I can see his mouth distinctly. I can see his nose and his nostrils really distinctly. I can see these wrinkles in his forehead distinctly, all by just using and making lines. So once this part of his cheek is filled in, I think he looks pretty effing amazing. So, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah, so this is super cool. I'm just going to tell you for the this like fluffy woolly part of his collar, there's lots of bumps. See, lots and lots of bumps. So I probably will put just a crystal on each bump, which will create almost like a polka dot texture. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. A texture which gives the texture of this. So you all, I hope that was kind of interesting. I know for some of you that are working on a pop figure, we're also going to have uh, another pop figure, I think, in June. That class is in person and is also going to be virtual, so you want to check that out on the website. And anyway, this is super cool. I can't wait to see it done. So, and don't forget, in the ears, I'll be putting in that mocha coffee in there to bring out that brown like I did in the cheek, but I will have it heavy so it runs like. Anyway, I think he's super cute. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Thanks, Tracy. And everybody have a good rest of your week. See you next Tuesday. Got another project already planned for next week. That's going to be fun. And I know y'all are going to do it because y'all do it, but I'm not going to tell you. So what size would you use for the texture? So Stephanie, I, you know what, I can answer that 1 second. I'm probably going to use 8s and 3s because there's bigger blobs or bigger bumps. So like an 8 will fit really good, but on the little thinner ones, a 3. So tune in next week. I'll probably finish it, so you'll see what it looks like all complete. But here you got to see, in the making. Also, he has these really cool nails, and I want to use olivine because it's like a yellow, green, brown, and so that will be an accent, and that'll be good. Laura, you're so welcome. Grace, you're welcome. Everybody, thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye, everyone. Have a good one.